Yo, what the fuck is up, YouTube? Got some shit a little fucking different here, you heard? This nigga talking about, I'm like 3 minutes into this bit, he talking about the motherfucking servicing. Servicing, you know what I'm saying, the parts for the Bugatti and shit. The whole time they probably Volkswagen parts and some old shit. Nigga getting off. They taxing nigga like 30,000 pounds, 20,000 pounds, or whatever the fuck. Finna get into this shit. You know what I'm saying? Once I seen when Goon Squad started doing this shit with the exotic cars, I'm like, bruh, it don't take no fucking Bugatti specialist with a nigga talking about like to do this shit, bruh. It just take a nigga with some common sense and the right tools, bruh. Honestly, my nigga, like anything could be done, twin. You feel? Oh shit, let me put my shit on the motherfucking.
The only way we're going to find out is when we fit it to the car. And we'll explain what's cross-reference and what isn't cross-reference once we start fitting it. But the first step, thing that we need to do is fit the engine oil filter and the engine oil before we move on to anything else. So let's start with the engine. Let's go. So this is the oil filter that's come out of the Veyron. And the first place to look is for the part numbers. We're going to ignore the Bugatti part number for now and look at who made the filter, which is a company called Hengst. And when you search that and the Hengst part number, you can't really find anything. Now the issue we have here is that you can see it has a pattern number on it. So Hengst may have made this filter for Bugatti, and because it's patterned, agreed not to sell it anywhere else apart from Bugatti. So our next step was to measure the filters, and we still couldn't find one which was an exact fit. Now there was a Hengst filter listed on eBay which did look really similar and was pretty close to the measurements, and I have ordered that, but turns out I didn't need to because Furlonger supplied their own oil filter in the Bugatti service, and I managed to get this one from them, which solves so many problems. I can now be 100% sure that I'm putting in the right oil filter. So in the filter goes into the housing. I've already put a bit of oil into the housing so it's not going to run completely dry, and then I can screw it back into the engine and tighten it up. One engine oil filter in. So far, I'm not seeing the 22 grand's worth. Next up is the 16 sump plugs. Each of these have got a new washer on, and I'm going to put them all back in. Okay, so that's all the engine sump plugs in, all 16 of them back in with washers. Now we can put the engine oil in. Then we'll move on to the gearbox. The Bugatti takes 10W60 oil, and I can see that because it says it on the oil cap. It takes 16 litres, but we need to fill 14, run it up to temperature so it all goes round the oil coolers, the engine and everything. Then if we need to add more, we'll add the rest. So the best way for us to find out how much oil it needed was just to measure the amount that actually come out, and it was 16 litres. Right, 14 litres in, and then we'll add the extra 2 litres once we know that's correct. We don't want to overfill it. So that's engine oil and filter in. Next step is all the gearbox stuff, which starts getting a little bit tricky. There was loads of different filters which go into this gearbox, so it's clearly vital that the actual oil that's in it runs really clean. If there's that many filters in there, we do have one of them. So this was the one that went underneath the big gearbox filter.
Man, fuck this shit. This shit pissing me off. I just blew my shit up with the damn oil filter. I ain't gonna lie. Made
a filter exactly the same of it. In fact, they've not. I don't think they have made it. It looks like the exact.
I straight just blew my shit up, man. You pussy that nigga cussing out my shit, bro. That whole ass nigga.
Don't rush. Cherry dark chocolate. That styles.
It's the same company, look, POW. So again, I can put this oil filter into the bottom of the gearbox with confidence, knowing it's the exact same one that come out. It slides up, sort of pushes in place, and then there's this aluminium cover which goes underneath it, which bolts in with a load of bolts, and then there's one drain plug which screws in underneath it. After that, I've got one more drain plug which is on the side of the gearbox to put back in with a new crush washer on and tighten it all back up. Then we can go to the top. Okay, so before we fill the fluid into the gearbox, we need to start by putting the filters in and everything else. So we've got the accumulators, and Bugatti changed these, but when we spoke to Simon Furlonger, if they work, you shouldn't really change them, and that saves us having to outsource these. But I'm pretty sure they're almost similar to the ones on the McLaren suspension, and also the Lamborghini E-Gear accumulators as well. I think they're similar to them, but we haven't really researched it enough to find them, because these actually work. These just store the pressure, and I think, doesn't say on this one, but they can store up to like 100 bar or something silly. So if I remember the order this goes in, this one first, then we address the pump, then the other one goes in. Now the funny thing about this is that after I did a bit of research, I found out these accumulators are the same off a Volkswagen Lupo, and they're used for a similar purpose inside the gearbox. And from Volkswagen, these are £200. And these accumulators are exactly the same as the ones that are in the Bugatti.
Wow.
2 of the accumulators were replaced, $617 a piece times 2, $1,235.
So it's safe to say, if I do ever need to change the accumulators, then I'm going to save a fair amount of money.
Wow.
Before we put the other accumulator in,
that's crazy.
this is where I'm hoping our fix starts. Here's the gearbox pump, and obviously we had the break in the wire. We taped it up like temporarily to see if that would help, but it still really didn't help. So I was trying to find these pumps everywhere, because I know that Bugatti replace them every year for some unknown reason. I don't know why you would do that, unless it is a weak spot of the car. Now what I've found here is that this pump is actually used in an Audi A6 all-road as well, for some part of the gearbox. But still it is £1,121, which is still a little expensive, but it does look exactly the same. Now from Bugatti, these pumps are...
That was $3,600.
Get that bit from the fucking junkyard, nigga.
9 cents.
Nigga, you get the whole A6 for that price.
It's still cheaper, but what I found better than that is that I could buy just the pump motor alone for €268. And for that price, I bought 2 of them, especially if I'm going to have to replace them each year. But when it arrived, something did look a little different. Now looking at it, looks like it could be slightly different, couldn't it? That plug could be different, so we may have to switch over the plugs. And that's exactly what we had to do. I've got a de-pinning tool into the original plug where I could push that in and de-pin these wires from it. And I'm doing the exact same on the new pump that I've just bought. And luckily, both of the pins on each motor look the same. So I should just be able to push the pins in the new motor straight into the old plug, if that makes sense. Once the pins are pushed in, I can then lock them in with this pink clip, and that is all sorted. So that should work now, but we now need the
this nigga
hydraulic
getting
part
real crafty with the
to go
shit.
on
You just gonna
top.
work on my shits, man.
So we know that that was that way around. We just need to switch that onto there. See if that works. There's only 2 bolts holding the motor to the actual hydraulic pump. Then it comes apart. It's slightly different, isn't it?
Yeah, it just fit on there, doesn't it?
Just go on. This has got really like, look, it's got like a bearing on there, like on that. Whereas this one's got like just a housing, but then the bearing is internal. Yeah. So even though they do look slightly different, it does still fit. And it looks like the motor that I've bought may have been a newer model, which have changed the bearing to be internal. So we've fitted it together for now, but I guess the true test is when we put it in the car. Whilst that was fitted, my dad decided to take apart the old motor to see if there was any issues with it. And this motor looked extremely old and burnt. Oh, that's been sending it. Look, it's burnt out.
Oh, yeah, it does, it smells burnt.
Yeah.
Fuck that did copper a bit.
Let's put this in, see if it fits. We've got to connect up the pressure pipe to the motor, tighten that up, and then slide the motor with the pump attached now into its position on top of the gearbox tank. Once that's in its place, I can then tighten up the return line, and then finally connect up the motor and tighten it all down to the top of the tank. Pump is in. We just got to hope it works. Next step, we can now put in the other accumulator, which is here. Again, it works, holds pressure, don't need to replace it, so in this goes. Okay, the accumulator's on. Now the next thing that we fit are the filters, and those filters were really hard to find, and even Simon Furlonger, who actually does this type of service, doesn't replace these filters. They look like this. So these are the old filters that come out, but because they're metal, there's probably a company that will make these, but actually trying to find, again, it's this PAL filter, which is all going to be patterned to Bugatti, these type of filters, because we can't find another gearbox which uses the same tank or anything like that, so it's going to be really hard to cross-reference any of these. But because they are metal, we've been told to ultrasonic clean them, which is like cleaning jewelry and metal parts. All of these are going to come. I've actually ordered one, but it's not come yet, but we know just the guy who's got one, so that's where these filters are going to go for now.
We're at Bob Gatti's machine shop. Shall we go and see if he's in?
Let's go and see.
And of course Bob was in, and we needed to borrow his tools. His ultrasonic cleaner, to be more precise.
When you pull it out, chips.
So it just shakes the water really fast. Not that special.
And yeah, that's all it seems to be doing. It goes in a cleaner and it's kind of just shaking the water about until all the dirt is coming off the filters. We leave the filters in for a while, then it's ready to pull them out. And that's job done on the gearbox filters.
All done, good as new. Thanks to Bob at the machine shop. Let's get back before any of their dust in here gets in them.
And back come the gearbox filters. All that's left to do now is start to fit them all. I'm of course hoping that after doing all of this service, our misfire that we've got, especially on cold start, disappears.
The filter
and also
really be the main
fault with
thing.
the
Shit, I ain't
gearbox
gonna lie,
disappears
I'm
as well,
confident
which
in
we
the
did
motherfucker.
get running. But the issue with that is that the pump seemed to stick on sometimes and over pressurize the system. I know from Mark McCann's video that he cleaned out the pressure relief valve on his to see if that was the issue, and that would definitely be the plan once I've done this service. But first I want to narrow down everything else on this gearbox and make sure all our parts actually work. And it's time for the final filter now to go in the gearbox tank, slide in, all the bolts go in, tighten them all down, and then it's time for the gearbox oil.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
14 litres, well it takes 18 litres of oil. We've got 14 because 14 come out, 14's going back in. This is what's going in, DCTF, it is for dual clutch transmission, wet clutches. This is what we found works, well apparently works. So let's pour it in and hope that this actually does the job. In goes 14 litres of the transmission fluid, which we've got to make sure is 100% spotless. Right, I think that's 14 litres in. We have got a dipstick, so I can check it, but I think when we run the car, it will circulate more, so this is probably going to think it's overfull. Yeah, like massively overfull at the minute. But we know 14 litres come out because that's what we measured. I think once we start it, it will circulate round, and we might need to add more. But that is in. I hope that works. What we could do now is we could connect the battery up and see if that pump pumps before we continue doing anything else, or we just put everything together and then just commit to it at the end. Depends.
What do you think we should do, gang? Hands up.
Commit to it.
Yeah. Commit. Yeah, okay, we're committing.
Putting the whole thing together.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so we're putting the whole thing together, then we're going to find out whether it works. In that case, let's move on to the Haldex, which is underneath the car. We've got the front diff system, and it uses Haldex, so it's got like clutches inside of it. So I think the way it works is how much speed you get it engages more clutches and then engages more front wheel drive or less front wheel drive at certain times. Pretty much. The prop shaft, which runs directly through the center of the car, then connects up to the Haldex system and the front diff. The clutches in the Haldex system decide how much front wheel drive power you need at certain times to keep grip. And because it has clutch and fluid, it also has first. Right, 16 spark plugs need to go in this car, and as these are really easy to cross-reference, I found them for £17.37 a spark plug. And Bugatti are charging
Spark plugs times 16 at $57 each, $916.
a lot more than what we found ours for. And you also won't believe the labour they charge to do this either, which we'll get onto later. For now, I'm putting 8 spark plugs in my side of the engine, whilst my dad is putting the 8 spark plugs in onto the side of the engine that he's working on. Which again, wasn't too difficult of a job. So spark plugs are in, we know they're original, we know all the filters are original, and that is all gonna work. But this is where it's gonna get harder, because these coil packs are extremely hard to find. Even though they do have a Volkswagen number, they seem impossible to get hold of. I don't know why, but the coil pack, they're almost like the same as a 1.8 Audi TT. The only thing we can see different, obviously the top's different, but this is a really old style top. This is the new style top. The plug's the same inside, but the seal here, which sits in the car, which you can remove. So that seal can come off. And then we can remove the seal of the new coil packs and put the original seal of the Bugatti coil packs onto the new coil pack. Reckon that'll do the job? Little modification. The only thing that's changed is this seal. But I don't know. We've committed to trying it. If anything, these are going to be uprated because these are like technically newer than these. We don't know if these are faulted, but by changing them it's not going to harm it unless they don't work. Looks like we're going to change over all the seals. Let's hope this works. So we got to work at switching over all of the coil pack seals. But since I filmed this video, I've actually found the coil packs that this car uses for $53.99 each. And they're the same coil packs of a Volkswagen Phaeton or a Bentley Continental GT with a 6-litre engine. But first, let's see if these ones actually work. And if they don't, I can always order the correct ones which I've found. Now, time to install them. And everything's looking good.
Shit, I would've just ordered the OEM
drive,
drawing.
and the original plugs fit into them. But how much does Bugatti charge for this?
16 ignition coils, $3,923.
$245 each is crazy. And the labour to fit it all?
23.5 hours at $6,627 just for
23 hours?
23.5 hours to do this. Yes, we already have the car stripped apart, but I feel like we'd have to be working in slow motion to make this job 23.5 hours. Okay, spark plugs in, coil packs in, gearbox pump, gearbox fluid, everything is in. I've not put the air filters in just yet because the engine cover's got to go on before the air filters, and this car is going to the ice blasters to make it nice and clean, get all this crud off before we find out whether this has worked or not. When I picked up this car, we noticed that it's not been looked after the best. And it's easy to forget sometimes that this car is worth way over £1 million and could potentially be a lot more than that in the future. So to make it spot on, I'm taking it to the ice blasters. Right.
Yeah,
it's time to get ice blasted.
For that.
Let's go.
The fuck is got the ice blasters?
Use dry ice to freeze the dirt that's on the car, then hit it off it with ice as well. There's a more technical explanation, which the guys will explain on the video that they filmed, which I put a link in the description for. And you can also book your car in with them as well. But
ooh, I want to get my shit ice blasted.
Put the VIN into car vertical. The check comes fully clear. There's no outstanding finance, it's never been stolen, and there's no records of it ever being damaged. I can see the full mileage history of this car, and I can see that since 2023, it's barely moved. On top of that, I can see the full timeline of the car. And this car got imported from Dubai. And I can see that it come to the UK in 2018. I can then also see every time it's had a number plate change or ownership change.
So the car's all done. It's looking nice and fresh once again.
Yeah, I'm never buying another fucking rebuilt title fucking car again, bro.
Now, if you did check a car out on Car Vertical when it wasn't an accident,
Unless it's
then it's
like,
likely to show you
fucking
photos of when the car was damaged and auctioned off at the car crash auction site. So keep that in mind. For now, the Bugatti is back in the workshop. And the Veyron is back from the ice blasters and it's looking so clean. Like everything's like back fresh. I did say I want to bring it back and they can coat it with like a protective material as well, so it prevents it from getting all dirty again. I've just noticed all the suspension arms, look how shiny they are. That is mega. And remember,
Nigga.
if you want to check your car out on Car Vertical, you can do with the link in the description box below, and I put a discount code which is on the screen right now, so make sure you're checking your car out before you buy it. Right, it's a big moment now. We're about to find out the pump and everything else on the gearbox, and whilst we was there, was also going to change back the coil packs to the original ones because I don't think the car liked our aftermarket ones. And 23.5 hours later, it was ready to try again.
She's all in.
Oh, you tried to start that bitch?
Yeah, it's sucking there and blowing there, so these are the wrong way around. That's why we ain't getting pressure. So this needs to go other way around. Let's do that. Silly me. The wires were the wrong way round, and there was only a 50-50 chance I got it right or wrong, and I got it wrong. But now's the chance to get it right by flipping the wires round. Right. Now we should have that.
Navon, the #1 rated business travel.
Yeah, I just skipped over some good ass shit. I'm gonna lie,
one
nigga.
place, flights, hotels,
blowing and this sucking. Go. Yeah. Okay. Let's hope this works now. With those wires switched round, I could now fit back in the pump and everything else on the gearbox, and whilst we was there, was also going to change back the coil packs to the original ones because I don't think the car liked our aftermarket ones. And 23.5 hours later, it was ready to try again.
She's all in, and fingers crossed, it's gonna work. You got your fingers crossed?
No, because I know it's gonna work.
You're that confident?
Yeah.
What about you, Liam?
If Tony's that confident, I'm that confident.
Neutron?
They're that confident, I'm that confident.
Matt?
The gearbox is going to work. I think the misfire's still going to be there.
Ooh.
Because all we've changed is the spark plugs because the old coils are back in now, and I think it is the MAF sensors. I think it is. But we ain't got them yet. But let's see. Let's see what happens. The pump primed up again once we open the door. Now we had to wait.
When do we start panicking?
No, it's just building pressure.
When flames.
Right.
If it goes bang.
Can you stop it now?
No. Unless you can quickly unplug this box and take the relay out.
Slowing down.
Yeah, it's like slowing down because the motor's burning
Yeah,
out.
it sounds like, do you know when you got your toothbrush and it...
Oh. There we go. You're going to have pressure in there
You
now.
reckon I got gears?
Yep.
100%, that was on for ages. That was on building pressure for ages.
Yeah, but it did have 2 bar. Now time to see if our pump has actually worked. Yes! Bob! Park. Neutral. Park. Just put the pins on the wrong way. Right, should we start it? The car ran, but it still sounded like the odd time it had a bit of a misfire.
Yeah, it's definitely a fucking sensor of the fucking coil shit. Goddamn coil pack.
Not yet, but we are bouncing a bit. It seemed when the car come off the cold start, it started to run a lot better. That's running loads better. got a coolant light, but obviously we ain't put the coolant in it yet. Yeah, give it a scan. If nothing comes up, we'll leave it. Tomorrow morning we'll come back and cold start it. And then all spark plug change. Okay, coil packs didn't quite work. They might have been just a tiny different length. But that's it, we're learning. And so far, the gearbox pump hasn't got stuck on, but we still think we have a small misfire from the cold start. But it seems fine once it's warm.
What do you think?
I don't know whether that's normal. It's so hard to tell. Like the needle, you can see the needle, it's just a bit...
Should check engine light going. Put some coolant
like
in
a
the shit,
little,
dude.
like,
Yeah, it just has a little pop now and again.
yeah.
I can't say that it's an even one.
And the thing is, when we scan the codes, it doesn't have any faults on the engine.
Yay! Let's go home to sleep.
See you in the morning. Good morning. This is the moment of truth, whether we're taking it apart again,
I need to fix my
or
shit, bro.
we're happy with it how it runs. But let's see if it runs lumpy or not. Good start. That was quick. This is legit cold start from the very first start of the day. Come on. No engine light. I don't know if that's normal. The initial cold start shot, but like it's yeah, there's no light. So I don't know if that's normal and we're just chasing it round. Because as soon now as it come off cold start, it's fine. Whereas it was way worse than that before. It used to be like, do it for ages. Well, no engine light. There's still filters to go in as well. I think that could also be causing issues, but I don't want to put it in without doing the maths. I think that we should definitely do the math sensors just to eliminate everything. According to the car, that's normal, because if it wasn't normal, it would flag an engine light on the dash, and it's not. So it don't sound normal, but it could just be normal. The only other thing that could be causing this lumpy idle are the MAF sensors, and these are in charge of telling the ECU how much air is flowing through the intake, so then it can calculate the fuel to put in the engine. And these might not necessarily flag a fault up, but if they give a faulty reading, then it could cause that lumpy idle. So I'm going to order some MAF sensors and we'll fit them later. Right, engine bay's going back together. The first thing that goes in is this, and you might notice it is blue. And supposedly, that's because the car, underneath this wrap, it is blue. And I do want to see whether it is all blue underneath. So later, we are going to be taking off all the wrap to see if the paint's all good. Look at the mod I've done. Boom! Whoa, crazy. The engine cover is blue. That is screaming class. I appreciate that. Sorry, it's just a bit yeah, there's nothing classy about that, is there? Maybe I'm not your usual Bugatti owner, but we're here to break the mold. I've had the engine covers painted to colour match, hopefully, the rear end of the car in this dark blue. And I can now refit the logos into the engine covers and fit them onto the top of the charge coolers at the back. That's looking way better, in my opinion. Now,
that's fucking
all
sick.
the air filter housing can start to go back into the engine bay.
Fucking sick,
this
dude.
just bolts down each side, and then there's actually a little coolant pipe which runs through it. Hence why we had to drain some of the coolant to do all the spark plugs and coils. That is looking sexy.
Bro, so
really
the
nice.
nigga put
It's gonna look even
some
better, provided
cross-dressing
that what is
Volkswagen
underneath all of this is the
Audi
same
parts
colour
up
as
in
that.
there, bit.
Now we
Rewiring
can
and some more
see
shit.
that it is PPF'd on the corners, you can see, so it's wrapped over the top of the PPF, so we're hoping the paint's going to be okay. Now it's time to make this car my own. We still don't know whether it's going to drive okay until we drive it. We don't have the MAF sensors just yet, so we're still waiting for that. Then the air filters will come in, which we'll show you as well. For now, I think this is going to be a scary moment, but I think we need to start taking off the wrap and hope the paint is all good underneath. Roll this car forward, start taking it off. So far, this Bugatti's been a bargain. Bearing in mind I got it for under £1 million. And these are selling for well over 1.5 at the minute. And all the faults that it had on the car when I bought it are almost fixed. But one decider here is going to be when we remove the wrap if the paint is going to be any good. Because if it's not, a full respray on a Bugatti Veyron could cost way over £15,000. So far, so good.
Door trim off. Anybody got one of them? That is no.
My dad's had to take the door trim off so we can remove things like the wing mirror and the door handles, so we can make sure that all the wrap is actually off the car. And right now, I'm having to strip down this rear bumper because it seems like I haven't really got away with the paint on this one. So to get this mirror off, if it's like the Lupo, there's a grub screw inside there which is holding the mirror to the store. Oh my God, no. But if this breaks, we can't get another one.
Nigga, why you don't heat that
No
shit up,
pressure
nigga?
here.
Why you don't heat that shit up, nigga?
It's broke.
Oh.
Nigga,
Damn.
why you ain't heat it up, nigga?
Well, there's a Bugatti mirror I can't get. But whilst I was trying to get this out, I got a bit lucky. What are the chances?
You're joking.
Arabic one as well.
500 quid as well.
What, a mirror glass?
Yeah, with Arabic.
Order that right now.
That's getting ordered.
Yeah, yeah.
Somehow, there was a new mirror glass listed on eBay with that same Arabic writing. So straight away, I bought it. The guy I bought the mirror off just said he's accidentally broke it, but I can have it free of charge.
Could we make one good one out of two bad ones?
That one's probably a bit better, isn't it? Sometimes things just don't go right. But luckily, the paint on the doors seem all okay.
Rear bumper's going to the body shop because it's a bit perished.
As for the rear bumper, that's a different story, and I've still got the rear quarters to go, which so far aren't looking too bad. I've done one side, and my dad's done another.
See, but when I see shit like this, bro, I know anything could be done,
I moved
man.
on to the front wings, which are also in that light blue. And I don't think we've done too bad. Here's the situation then, so far. This is why it's always a little bit risky buying a wrapped car. The actual paint underneath ain't that bad. The PPF's come off the roof. But the
that bitch got a two-tone on it.
Good. I'm gonna get this re-PPF'd to protect it. The paint on the door, again, is pretty good. It's nice. I'm gonna change this colour combination, but
Bro, I might make my shit two-tone, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that shit tough, bro. If I go like two-tone, motherfucking that dark blue with the nice blue, that shit is sexy, bro.
stuck in all these places in there, and we tried everything to get it off. Like, we tried absolutely everything to get it off, but I think literally the adhesives melted into the lacquer.
You nigga just gave me an idea with my shit, but on God,
Here, there's like
what
still
the
little
hell?
bits of adhesive off there. We tried absolutely everything. Adhesive remover. We've got white spirit. We've got petrol. We've got thinners. We've got everything on it, and it's still
Everything but a heat gun?
We can't get.
Oh yeah, steamer
Can't
iron.
even get that off. So what we're gonna do?
You ain't heat that shit
definitely
up,
with the
nigga,
bumper,
no
that's
way.
gonna go to the body shop, and that may have to have a bit of paint or some lacquer, again with a few other bits before we start customizing and changing the colour. There's a last bit of wrap.
Nah, that shit like a sexy ass
and it's
berry,
underneath the
bro.
wing. So I've got to lift the wing off.
Different, May 31st. That bitch gotta be done now. May,
To do that, I've
April.
got to start it, and the good news about
Wait, April,
starting
May.
it
I don't fucking
is
know.
that
Fuck.
MAP
Yeah.
sensors have arrived. So hopefully this will solve the running issue completely, although it does seem to run pretty good now. When we put the new maths in, we can also put the air filters in as well, and that'll finish the full service. So let me show you guys the maths, put them in, start it, wing up, hopefully it runs good. Let's see. Okay, here are the MAF sensors, pretty similar off an A3. Now we've noticed that there is two extra little pins in there. extra little pins, which
fuck
these
my
ones
scene
don't
shit,
have, but they do look. They still look longer, don't they?
Yeah.
They are still
They're
longer.
longer. So maybe they're not the right ones. We've been scammed twice.
But I've ordered the same ones twice, and the same things have come with the same part number. But they're definitely longer, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
That is well different. It's the same but different, isn't it? That's so weird. That's twice we've ordered the same part number and twice we've got a different MAF. What is going on? Now the MAF sensors on the Bugatti have a part number of 07C906461. And I found the exact same part number listed on eBay, just with an A at the end. But they seem to be slightly different. Before we send back second MAF sensors because they're different again, if the actual sensor instead of the housing works, then we'll take it out. It's just got a little security key which we don't have, like
yeah, I'm saying the housing could be reheated and treated and shit to censor the main part, you feel me?
I'll put these in,
that port.
see how it runs with this in. It is always worth a try before we send these back. The actual MAF sensor could be exactly the same and work properly. It's just the
For all the visitors at the door,
Dave, what you doing?
Jumping in to save the day. A baby on the move and a guy who just can't stay. The fire that's getting closer. That break-in prevent.
Housing is a little different, but that still means we can switch over the sensor into the housing on the original MAF sensors. Okay, let's see how that runs. If that works, we'll take the actual sensors out and put them into the original housings. Goal is to get the wing up and also for the car to run good.
Man, this shit got
Here we go.
be like a goddamn. No, son.
That's the best one. That sounds smooth. Yeah, 100% now. Way better. That's the best cold start.
That brand new.
Yeah, that was the best cold start. It looks like these MAF sensors are actually working and have cured that lumpy idle. So there's only one job left to do now to get it running 100%. And I was making a small slit in the security keys so we could use a flathead screwdriver and remove the MAF sensors out of these housings and putting them in to the Bugatti housings. And once I've done this, hopefully the Bugatti will be running up with no lumpy idle and as smooth as it should be. This is getting me super excited now.
Hell yeah, nigga, me too. Shit, you would've got down. What the hell?
New MAFs are in, we're looking good. The next step, look what we have. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys to decide or figure out where they've come from. What car? Take your guesses.
Got down Volkswagen.
Section below.
Oh yeah, the Bentley truck or some shit. Another V12, V16.
They fit lovely, don't they? Oh, it fits. There's one thing, I've got to put the covers on. There's one thing that I've noticed, and you guys might have noticed as well, is that these look lovely in blue, but these are offending me. I don't know why, but it feels like wearing a blue suit and then white shoes. Think like we just got to match the shoes. So I'm going to take these off as well, and I'm going to take them to the body shop to get a match with that blue, so then it all kind of like has a nice colour match with the silver and blue combination that we've got going on. For now, let's put these
Nah, that
on,
two-tone blue is fucking nasty, bruh.
Rest of the parts. Just the air filter plastic covers to go on each side now to pretty much finish the engine bay off. Mechanically, we're nearly there now. There was one thing, I've decided to do it, I've committed to it. We've got a new exhaust for it. But first, we need to remove the standard one. I don't know how different it's going to sound. The Chiron one, we took out the secondary caps, but the Veyron doesn't have secondary caps. It only has primary caps, then the back box. Be interested to see what this sounds like. They're not the best sounding cars in the world, but if we can improve it a little bit, it will be interesting. The cool thing about the Veyron is that when you have the rear wing up, you'll actually be able to see the new exhaust, which is one of the reasons why I've decided to change it. Yeah.
Nah, that's a freaky ass fucking muffler, bro.
And even though this is titanium, it's got to be at least 20 kilo. But that's going to be replaced now.
The fuck is a kilo,
with our
nigga?
new exhaust.
Pound, nigga. 20 pounds, nigga.
That's what you're going to be able to see when the rear wing is up on the Bugatti Veyron.
Nah, that's fucking sick.
How
it's fucking sick, bro.
Look at this monstrosity. Full titanium nichromobium exhaust. Nichromobium has made this exhaust.
Bro, this nigga motivated me to go build some shit. Him, Goon Squad, all these niggas be rebuilding exotic cars. Man, these niggas, these shops ain't the fuck, ain't worth a fuck thing.
See, it's the same shape.
Nigga gotta go to school for this shit.
Has got zero sound deadening at all. Zero.
Best mechanics be them country nigga, man. God.
Aggressive as the Chiron. We don't know. Let's see. There's only one way to find out, isn't there? Put it on, start it up. Here we go then. The second time I've ever fitted an aftermarket exhaust to a Bugatti. How the hell has that happened? The Veyron, fortunately, is a lot easier than the Chiron. There was just a heat shield we needed to remove, the rear bumper, and this small additional wing here. Then it all slotted in, and it was ready for the first start. Magnifique! That is looking sensational, isn't it?
That is lovely.
Looks way better than that big old lumpy suitcase that's in the back. That's well ever. Well, see what it sounds like.
Yeah, I bet you he own that bitch too. Oh God, yeah, he own that bitch. Got to. I ain't watched videos before this shit.
That sounds like power.
God.
Oh, you can hear the turbos. You can hear the turbos way more.
What do you think?
Noisy.
It's noisy.
Yeah, it's one of Matt's cars, isn't it?
Yeah, true. It's gotta be.
Listen to it purr. It sounds so much better. What a service can do. And also we've got no light.
Hey man, let me drop a like on this motherfucker, man. This nigga just rebuilt the motherfucking Bugatti.
Light, that's on, but that's because the washer tank isn't on. And then we've got the suspension light, but that's because it's on axle stands. So literally, we've managed to completely service the car, get it running, really, really nice and smooth now. It's literally, like, it sounds like a Rolls-Royce engine. You can actually put a penny on that. Let's hear what this exhaust sounds like.
No, that's fucking tough, my guy. It's fucking tough, my guy. Man, y'all nigga look into this shit though, bro. Oh God, but man, y'all know how Nissan, make Infiniti, Toyota, Lexus, they the same motherfuckers. Goddamn Chevy, Pontiac, motherfucking Buick, I think they all the same. Ford, Lincoln, they the same, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of these Volkswagen, Audi, Bugatti, Lamborghini, they all the same foe. BMW owned by Rolls Royce now and shit, or BMW owns Rolls Royce now. Like, all these big ass companies, bruh, these parts be integrated and shit, man. Like, for real and shit. Like, oh God, a lot of niggas don't know that though.
I can't believe it. I am one step closer now to getting my Veyron on the road, completely faultless, and without any help from Bugatti. Most of these parts, we've been able to cross-reference ourselves and save so much money. But for the parts that we haven't been able to cross-reference, I do want to say a massive thank you to Simon Furlonger for sorting us out with those parts. And if by chance you are watching and you do have a Veyron, I'd definitely be advising you to take it there for its annual service. Okay, before we find out how much we saved in total by doing this ourselves and taking it to Bugatti, I've got something pretty exciting. This is the fuse could say the $1 million fuse,
Bruh.
which stopped us, or stopped this car from actually moving. And we put it in a frame. I'm going to sign it. And with the new HWBT merch drop, which we've got the t-shirt on now.
Man, you pay my fucking...
We've got hats as well, all different styles. Everything is dropped literally today. There's limited.
Alright, bro, I'm done watching this fucking UK ass nigga, bro. Yeah, bro, you did your shit up, Matt Armstrong, nigga. I ain't subscribing, no, but hey, that nigga just reboot the motherfucker with goddamn, you feel me? Hey, like, comment, subscribe, nigga. I'm out there, bit nigga, for real.